Oh, I love me some video game. You see me streaming them all the time here on the channel. And I hear that the Fable franchise is coming back. So let's go check out the trailer, shall we?
What do I think about heroes? Well, we've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place with their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Wanker.
The fuck? Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface, always living in the worst timeline possible. A few days ago, there was some gaming showcases. I watched the Xbox one. Absolutely, complete and utterly underwhelmed by pretty much everything I saw. The only thing which I had a modicum of interest in was Starfield. And then when they did the presentation about Starfield afterwards, the more I saw, the more worried I became. I mean, I'll get it, but I'm nervous about it. Let's just put it that way. But the very first thing they decided to lead with was the return of the Fable franchise. Lionhead gone now, but the franchise is coming back. And this is what they decided to show us. This time around, it's brought to you by Playground Games, and yes, that logo is telling me every single solitary thing that I need to know. However, I also discovered more. When I initially saw this character model, I thought something's wrong here. It doesn't make a lick of sense. And then I put it down to possibly one of two things. The first one being just really bad design. They were just terrible at character model design. And this is what they came up with. And I thought, nah, I don't believe in that level of incompetence. So I thought it has to be the second one, which was purposely create a female protagonist that is as ugly as sin because male gaze. We can't have them having anything attractive to look at. No, we're going to make the female character hug ugly, and so they have to play with her because we are living in the most pathetic timeline possible, where companies are going out of their way to make sure that the customers don't get what they want. However, it would prove to be much worse than any of those ideas. So this started circulating around social media and other platforms. More women involved in creating video games. Women feel threatened by depictions of attractive women. We get this. And it shows the ugly-faced female protagonist of the upcoming Fable game. But if we look below, Chris Morris, level designer at Playground Games for Fable, non-binary trans femme, they, them, pride flag, trans flag, secretly a deer. Oh God, I'm getting Twitch fucking flashbacks now. Opinions are my own. So I decided to check out the Twitter account to see if this was legit. And, oh, their Twitter account is suspended. So I decided to do some further investigation, and that took me to LinkedIn. So I come across this list of new employees that have joined Playground Games, I think in 2020, and the second one on the list, Chris Morris. Not only does it provide the names of the new employees, but it also provided pictures of the new employees, and it wasn't very difficult to spot which one Chris Morris was, because right there we have a clear male, stubble on the face, looking exactly like the female protagonist from the trailer's self-insert. So you see, it looks like the best female protagonist, according to Playground Games, is a biological male. Now, I want to stress very clearly, do not contact them, do not harass them, do not do anything like that in any way, shape, or form. I am simply reporting the facts on what they've done with the character and who they've used to create that character. I have to also stress that if this isn't the epitome of misogyny, I don't know what is. Not only did they go down the vanity route of self-inserting, Now, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of programmers, developers, designers that get themselves into video games somehow, whether it be the name of a place, an NPC, and all that sort of stuff. But it's quite rare, and I really can't think of another instance where they put themselves as the main protagonist. Not only that, they're not female. They are a biological male. We've already seen the heavy erasure of women. Hell, some people can't even define what a female is. And we've seen it in sports and other such events. And now it seems it's time for the video game industry to get on this racket as well. Because you have to participate in their political ideology. This is a fantasy game. You're not allowed to have a fantasy element. What would you do if you could create a fantasy element? Well, we see it all the time in MMORPGs. People tend to, for the most part, create beautiful avatars, sort of extensions of who or what they wish they could look like. But no, we're playing political, ideological games, and fuck you in the process. You will play this biological male who is a female in our game. Well, first of all and foremost, no, I won't, because I won't be touching this game with a fucking barge pole. But hey, Richard Ayoade's in the game, so yay! Now, just for the record, I got nothing against Richard Ayoade being in the game at all. He's just there, though, as the distraction to take you away from the political ideology that's going on. These people are so, yeah, I said these people, are so tiresome. We just can't have a normal game anymore. No, they can't help themselves. They have to pack in like a turkey at Christmas or Thanksgiving. They got to pack in as much as their political messaging and ideology and no doubt ESG horseshit into every single solitary game as possible. And then when it's rejected, oh, you bigots, you racists, you homophobes, oh, piss off. You bring it on yourself, always. People just want a normal game to play, a normal film to watch, a normal TV show to sit down at the evening with a meal or some snacks. But you just can't help yourself. Everything, every single solitary thing to you has got to be a political message or some sort of fucking ideological token. You're broken, people. Broken. Pile of dog shit mainstream media Kotaku, who are going to be out of business very soon. They're even saying Star Wars Outlaws' backlash proves we need more women protagonists. Well, why aren't you having a talk to Playground Games? Because they've taken a female protagonist and put a male in its role. But of course you won't, because that fits your ideology. You're a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I guess that's one of the beauties when you base it around victimhood and victimization. You can play these silly, contradictory, hypocritical games. Oh, and for the record, that piece by Kotaku, as we all know, is absolute dog shit anyway. I could have legitimately been interested in picking up this Fable game. I did play the first 3. Now, yes, they all overpromised and underdelivered, but there was a charm to them, and they tended to be, for the most part, a bit of fun to play as well. But now that Playground Games have fully established that they're an ideological company and they want to push their political messaging through their game, they can just go fuck right off. I'll take my money elsewhere. There is plenty of places that will accept it that isn't into this bullshit. And there is an extensive back catalogue of amazing retro games that I never had the opportunity to play back in the day. So maybe put some of my time, effort, and energy into those instead. Or just revisit some of the absolute classics. I have some absolute beauties in my collection that I'd be more than happy to pick up, put in a retro machine, and have a great time. But as regards to this modern stuff that's coming out, how long can we hold back the floodgates until it all starts falling down? Well, I don't know, but I think unfortunately it's sooner rather than later. I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Bye for now.